In today's video, we're going to go over if Modern Warfare is worth it. I've done my research, guys. In my opinion, it is probably not. But before we get into that, leave a comment down below if you've ever put a condom on, because I can't get one over my nuts. With that said, one of the main reasons why I don't think Modern Warfare is going to be worth it is the maps are crazy, they're all over the place, it's not a typical map structure. So it's not going to be the same kind of tactics. You're going to have to learn a lot of new map awareness. It's good. The spawns are different, the spawn setups are different. Even the types of maps are different. We have a lot of different new ones. So you're going to have to do a lot of learning if you're not brand new to Call of Duty. This is going to be a huge problem. Because a lot of people who like Call of Duty and grind at Call of Duty are going to have to really change a whole lot of stuff, research, put a whole lot of time into it. So if you don't want to put hours and hours and hours into it, into a video game, and then get pissed off when you get killed and feel like you didn't do anything, worthwhile with your life, Modern Warfare may not be the game for you. Now, there is more grind, there is more things to grind for, yes. But also another issue why it might not be worth it for you is we still don't know if there's any like gold or diamond or, dark matter unlocks that has not been revealed yet as of to this point of release of this video. So, you're grinding and grinding and getting these camos, which are very basic in nature, because it's supposed to be very accurate, which is something else we're going to go into, but that's in a little bit. So you're getting all these basic camos, and you don't feel rewarded for them ever, because you just get more basic camos and more basic camos. Now, another issue we have is that it's really hard to see enemies in this Call of Duty, so they don't stand out as much. The players look a certain way, and it gets really irritating not being able to see people around you. Also, the kills are really quick, so it doesn't give you a whole lot of time to react.
Holy fuck.
But, it's... this guy's perplexed right now. How did someone drop a nuke on him? That just goes to show you that it's all backwards in this game. There's multiple tabs here in this multiplayer screen. I didn't scroll through it, but it's literally like a Dungeons and Dragons screen setup, or like a World of Warcraft where you got 90 screens and you gotta sift through them all to find one thing. So it's very difficult. It's very backwards from most Call of Duties that are cut and dry, and you create a class setup and you go. And you have certain maps that you like, and most people are drawn to Team Deathmatch. Well, that's not even in here at this moment. So, I really don't know. Now, the guns behave differently too, because it's supposed to be very realistic. So how you aim down sights is much more different than how you have in the past Call of Duties. You could swing and just aim with your weapon and just go nuts and run and gun. This Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019, you can't just run and gun and, go sprinting and, this and that. I guarantee you the person who, well, this is ground war domination, so we held all the spots for, I guess, 30 seconds is how you do that. But in a normal game, if you want to nuke, you are not going to be running around. You're going to be a little camper who doesn't, go for any kills. You're going to hug a corner. And you're not going to move so no one can hear you, which is irritating, because there's going to be campers all in this game. So if you don't like campers either, this might be not the Call of Duty for you. There's not a whole lot of things lining up here. We're going to name a couple more if you stay with me. I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news, but this is, let's go over it. This is a, complicated, difficult to acquire kills, very campy, heavy, very hard to see people. The score streaks are kinda upside down. You have to physically move the score streaks if you're up in the air or on the ground. The score streaks are overpowered. Now, granted, this may change and it may become balanced in a little while, so it might not be for you right now or worth it right now. Maybe be worth it later. That's another way of looking at it, is that it may not be worth it at this moment, I think. There's a lot of things that need to change. I think they took realism to the max, and I commend them for it. I really do. They did an awesome job. But it may not be worth it to you, and I don't believe it's worth it necessarily for me to go super grind heavy with all these campers in the thing. The guns, they jump in a different formation. It's very lifelike, so it's a lot harder to use your weapon. Distance has a huge role in this, so you can't just tap fire someone. It doesn't recenter. Also, the score streaks, especially this one, I did figure out how to plant it and all that, but it becomes very difficult to, you're invested in it, and it's very different. It's a very different game. It's not the same as other Call of Duties. Also, it's very confusing because I want to get into this. This is important. It's not a remake, so there's nothing you can build off of. As you can see, there's not many videos of how to excel in Call of Duty as of the date of this upload. This will change as it goes on, guaranteed. But because, just starting, there's usually do this, do that, this is gonna work, this isn't gonna work, and it's filled to the brim on YouTube with all these tips and tricks and what works, what doesn't, and how things are changing, and the new guns and the new updates and things to come, and there's none of that at this point. Everybody's so up in the air about what the fuck is going on that it's really fucking mind-boggling. There's no tutorials on how to fly this thing that I'm using right now, or, what buttons to use to do that. And yeah, there's a lot of unexplored territory, I get that, but that is my point. My point, I guess I'm trying to say, is that there's so much unexplored territory with this game that, one, for you to figure it out on your own is going to take a really long time, and it's going to be irritating. And I'm not sure that you want to invest your time into something where by the time, if you start this late, you're not going to be up to speed. And also, for you to become up to speed, there's so many things involved in this game that it's going to take you a very long time to get there. So that may be why it's not worth it either. I don't believe, also there's no prestige, so for you to go and try to do the whole prestige thing was a huge grind for people. Now you just get to officer rank, which is level 55, and once you get to 55, you have your guns forever. You have your attachments once you unlock them forever. So there's no grind with that. Yes, there's grind for camos, I see that, but the camos are crap anyways. So there we go. Now, another thing is that, okay, so there's seasons. In these seasons, there's different challenges. And those challenges, you get what is it called? Basically a tag or some kind of sticker or emblem, okay, saying you completed these challenges in this season, right? It has no tactical benefit. And let's say you're grinding every season, and one season you don't get the sticker. Well, now it's a moot point for all the other stickers because you feel unaccomplished. You feel like there's a break in the pattern, and you can never get that sticker again. So it's not like something like, oh, well, we failed, but we can come back to this mission and we'll get there eventually and complete the whole thing. No, you'll feel incomplete for the rest of the game if that's what you're going out to grind. If you miss one of these, you feel like you're at a complete loss. And that's a very heart-wrenching feeling. Also, I feel like certain guns are way overpowered. There are, like the MP, the M1A1, or, whatever that one is. The AK and the class setups is overpowered. But it's really the assault rifles and the MP that are overpowered. The rest of them, you can get by, but you have to camp. Different surfaces, depending on how thick they are, have different bullet penetrations. So it's not as though, oh, it's a wood wall, I need 3 shots. It's a wood wall, but I can't see how thick it is, so I don't know when I can stop shooting. When you tag up an enemy, it's not as obvious either. Granted, I have vibration off, because I feel like it would help. I may change that viewpoint because vibration may be the only way for you to truly understand that someone is shooting at you other than listening. This game is all about listening. It's the visual effects, in my opinion, are kind of garbage. Players, it's wonderful effects. It's wonderful in the sense that it looks great, it looks clean, but everything looks so clean that even movement itself is hard to track with your eye. It's very hard to spot an enemy. Also, the red player tags on top of the enemies are very, very small, and they did this in an attempt to make it very realistic. So you have to actually search for enemies. This slows down the game process. The games are going to be slow, guys. I don't know how else to say it. The games are going to be slow, and I don't think this is going to be worth it, because you're going to be sitting in a lobby, and you're going to be just sitting there, and either you sit there and you wait and you get bored, or you run around and you get shot because you can't see the enemies. Anyway, this is going to wrap up this video. I hope it was informational to you. By no means am I trying to be a downy debber. If you want to get Call of Duty, try out the experience, grind for it. I'm all for that as a YouTuber. I do have a choice, but I'm going to bear with it. We're going to see how it is, and I'm definitely going to give this a try. I'm going to suffer through it if I have to for you guys, for tips and tricks and everything to make it better. Yeah, is it worth it? It may not be, and in my opinion, I think no. not worth it. As of yet. As of yet. If it changes, I will let you guys know in a future video. 3 ways you can find me for more videos, more content. If you're interested, is you can subscribe, you can go to my channel and look at my videos and playlists, or you can hit the notification button.